You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
All set for your flight?
Yep, I've got everything I need. Eye mask, neck pillow, T-Mobile, headphones.
Wait, T-Mobile?
You bet. Free in-flight Wi-Fi. 15% off all Hilton brands. I never go anywhere without T-Mobile. Same goes for my water bottle, chewing gum, nail clippers,
okay,
passport.
I'm gonna leave you to it.
Find out how you can experience travel better at T-Mobile.com/travel.
Qualifying plan required. Wi-Fi were available on select U.S. airlines. Deposit and Hilton Honors membership required for 15% discount. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
All right, so just a brief interruption before we get the show started. We are super excited to be partnering with Inked and Screened for our first print run ever of Triviality t-shirts. So what we're going to be doing is a campaign November 1st through the 15th. T-shirts are going to be in two different styles starting at $15. All of the orders will go together and the bulk order will ship at the end of the cycle, the 15th. That'll allow us to give everybody the best discount rate that we can. From that point on, you will still be able to get Triviality t-shirts, so don't feel like if... now's not a good time, you have to do it right away, but they will revert to our regular rates of t-shirts starting at $20 a piece. Now, if you are a patron, $10 or higher, you will still get the merchandise perks discount after that date, but we wanted to offer everybody who would be interested in getting a t-shirt now the best possible price we could. So again, our partner is Inked and Screen. You should be able to find them in the show notes on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and we're doing the campaign from the 1st to the 15th. So no time like the present. No present like a Triviality t-shirt.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This
Can you dig it?
Good evening. Welcome to Triviality, the show where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge.
Oh my God, here we go.
My name is Dracula. Joining me in the studio crypt today is Frankenstein's monster, the mummy, and the wolfman.
That's pretty good, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was a strong Bela Lugosi impression. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, not as good as Martin Landau, as you said before we recorded. But welcome to Trick or Triviality 2. The final chapter, Jason Lives and Goes to Manhattan.
That is quite a long title.
That is a long title.
But we will officially title it that.
I will figure it how to get on the sheet.
Yeah. I still know what you tricked last Triviality.
That works.
Is that possible?
Scream. Well, it doesn't really do anything.
It doesn't do anything.
Well, yeah, it's just gonna be us in the studio. Ken, Matt, and Jeff are here. How's it going?
Oh, it's so scary.
Just so excited for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Halloween today. We have our candy ready to hand out to the little kids that are going to come to the studio and ask for candy.
I'm actually handing out toothbrushes.
Mm-hmm.
That's smart. I mean, dental hygiene is important.
Yeah.
Toothbrushes, what are you giving out, Matt?
My 2 cents.
Oh, that works. Yeah.
It's actually just 2 pennies. I'm very cheap.
What about you, Jeff? Periodic table?
No, I live on a dead end, so nobody ever happens by my door.
Spooky.
Ooh.
Like you went the wrong way.
That is pretty spooky. As we're going to get going here, this game is just basically like our normal format with a few changes, but we should throw it over to the rules guy who we've had chained up in the basement of our studio ready to read the rules. So let's throw it over to him.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points.
It seems a masked stranger has killed the rules guy.
It was so violent.
It was very violent. If you listened to last year's Trick or Triviality, you would know that the front of a tombstone, the message there is called an epitaph. Mm-hmm. And it seems that the rules guy has his own epitaph now on his tombstone, which reads...
Someone will be named the cream of the crop.
With a subtitle of The Horse Will Not Be Beaten Anymore. Let's start this game. It's Triviality Nights. We're going to start with question 1, which is actually going to be part audio, part question. So just listen to this little piece of audio here.
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween to Bergerac.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horror-thon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking. It's almost time.
Happy, happy Halloween.
All right, so that was the audio clip. The question is, that was the jingle for Silver Shamrock, or Silver Shamrock Novelties, an evil organization that acts as the main antagonistic faction in what standalone entry of a popular horror film franchise?
I think I kind of remember this from an episode of Movieality. So I'm locked in.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Sure, why not?
All right, let's start with Jeff.
I said Halloween.
I heard Shamrocks and thought Leprechaun, so I said Leprechaun in the Hood.
Okay. And Ken?
I think this is Halloween 2 or 3. I can't remember which the especially weird one is, but I went with Halloween 2.
All right, well, the answer is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
I was so close.
The only one that doesn't include Michael Myers. And that theme song was for the company that was making Halloween masks that the kids really wanted, and that was kind of taking over the world.
So, Neal, Halloween 2 was a Mike Myers movie?
Yeah, it was a Mike Myers movie.
Not like Yeah, Baby, Yeah, but
well, no,
Michael Myers.
It actually was Mike Myers playing Michael Myers. And under the jumpsuit was the Austin Powers outfit.
So 3 was the weird one.
Yeah, 3 was the weird one.
Gotcha.
It was Halloween 3, The Spy Who Loved Me.
Gotcha.
All right, number 2. There happens to be a U.S. state where it is illegal to dress up like a priest or a nun. According to Criminal Code 13A-14-A, if Jeff dressed up or pretended to be a minister of any religion, nun, priest, etc., he would be guilty of a misdemeanor. I'm sure that Ken, Matt, or myself would not be his first choice of counsel when he walks into the courthouse flying this state's flag, which consists of a field of white and a saltire, which is basically the color of blood.
Man, that's a lot of stuff to get to what state that is.
Tough.
So basically I'm looking for what state has a flag of a field of white and a saltire, which is basically the color of blood.
I don't know any flags with tires on them. I'm gonna lock in.
Apologies if I pronounced saltire wrong, or saltire. It's a term.
How do you spell it?
Saltire.
I would have called it a salt tire too.
All right, let's start with Matt.
Based entirely off of Nebraska's football team stadium flag thing. I just said Nebraska.
Okay. Ken?
Just 1 in 50 guess. I'm going Montana.
All right, and Jeff?
I believe this flag is white and red. I said Alabama.
All right, well, a saltire is also called St. Andrew's Cross.
Damn it, it's Florida.
And for Alabama, it is the color of crimson, not blood, and it is Alabama.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so it is Alabama.
Jeff, who is going to sit this game out, is now in the lead, just so everyone knows.
Oh, it will go away quickly. No worries.
Moving right along to number 3. Covered by artists such as Nina Simone, Creedence Clearwater Revival, and a buck-toothed Bette Midler film character, what song was originally written and performed by Screamin' Jay Hawkins and was named one of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped rock and roll?
Ooh.
I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a guess.
All right.
Oh, I don't, but that's okay. You guys go first.
All right, Jeff.
Proud Mary.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I had based on the Creedence Clearwater, and you said Tina Turner, right?
I did not say
No, I
Tina
said
Turner.
Bette Midler, right?
Yep.
Still Proud Mary is my answer.
Okay, and Matt.
Wind Beneath My Wings. Is that Bette Midler?
That is Bette Midler,
Yep.
and you did name a Creedence Clearwater song, but since it was a cover by these bands and these groups, the original song is called I Put a Spell on You. So if you look at the movie Hocus Pocus, Bette Midler in character sings I Put a Spell on You at the dance.
That makes sense.
Yep, and my favorite fact that I learned about this song, if you hear it, it's great. The entire band was intoxicated during a recording session where Hawkins screamed, grunted, and gurgled his way through the tune with utter drunken abandon. That was a quote from one of the people in the
It
recording.
made it, though.
Yeah.
Made it, yeah.
We've all
Are you
been
and I
there.
thinking, was Proud Mary a cover? I feel like there's something there.
I think Creedence was... I thought that was a Creedence
Because like of all the
original.
other songs that came to my mind, like Born on the Bayou and nothing else made
Yeah.
sense.
I had
so.
nothing.
Yeah, pretty spooky scores going on here so far.
It's a ghost town.
It is a ghost town. Let's see if we can take off these masks of these imposters and get Ken, Matt, and Jeff back here because all these meddling kids are getting in the way. All right, number 4. I have a movie-themed equation for you. Michael J. Fox plus werewolf plus basketball equals Teen Wolf. Damn. Your equation is X plus werewolf plus Y equals Teen Wolf 2. What are X and Y? Got a lot of writing going on in here.
Oh,
I'm locked
I'm
in.
in too.
All right, let's start with Matt.
I'm not 100% sure. I think either I'm thinking of the Teen Wolf show on MTV, so I'm going to say Lacrosse, and I think that's wrong because I know it's the MTV one. But I think it might have been Rob Lowe as in Teen Wolf 2, so that's what I locked in with.
All right, and let's go to Jeff.
I think it's Jason Bateman, and I can't tell you what the sport is, and that's very sad that I only have half of it.
All
You
right.
didn't guess the sport?
Football.
Football, okay. And Ken.
It's definitely Jason Bateman. I have no idea on the sport, but I went with football. 'Cause
All
it
right.
seems like a logical progression.
Well, no points, unfortunately. It is Jason Bateman, but it's boxing.
Boxing.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it's boxing.
I gotta see that.
Lacrosse is the Teen Wolf show on MTV, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that is Teen Wolf Lacrosse, yeah.
So I remember we mentioned Jason Bateman and Teen Wolf 2 on last year's episode.
We probably
and
did.
I remember that, but I didn't. We didn't.
I knew it
discuss
was
any
somebody
further,
on a current sitcom or more current sitcom that I enjoyed, and I went with Rob Lowe instead of Bateman.
Makes sense.
I asked everyone in the crop to send in some Halloween questions. Only a few of you did, so thank you to those who did. I tried to use as many as I could. The first one comes to us from Patreon supporter and cruiserweight champion Ryan Candy Corn Myers for today. Thank you, Ryan.
That's pretty good.
Here's his question. The online retail company Yandy got slammed in September after unveiling their, quote, Brave Red Maiden costume, a sexy outfit that completely missed the point of what book and or TV series on which it was based.
I'm in.
I will lock in.
I'm looking forward to the sexy Jeff, Neal, Matt, and Ken costumes.
Yeah.
They will never happen.
All right, I'm locked in.
All right, let's start with Matt.
I just said Red Riding Hood.
Okay. Ken?
Pretty sure it's The Handmaid's Tale.
Jeff?
I think it's Elizabeth Moss's The Handmaid's Tale.
It is The Handmaid's Tale.
I know it's Margaret Atwood, if I'm being honest about the author, but...
Yes, but no, you are correct. It is The Handmaid's Tale. We got some points there. So that was question 5. What's our score update here? I know it's pretty low, but that's okay.
I've got a big 10.
All right.
Yeah. I'm even par.
Okay.
0.
That's all right. That's all right.
I've got 20.
All right. See, Jeff, before we even started recording, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to lose.
I'm gonna go up to a door and trick or treat for some extra points.
So continuing on to number 6 is also going to be a listener submitted question. This one is going to be from Patreon supporter and Triviality superstar Keith Moser.
That's a stretch.
I couldn't figure out a way, Keith, to add a...
I thought people were doing this for you. It was adorable.
No, I did that. All right, thank you, Keith. Here's your question.
Keith Monster.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, Keith Monster. That works. What 2001 horror movie featured characters such as the Torso, the Withered Lover, the Hammer, the Firstborn Son, the Torn Prince, the Jackal, the Juggernaut, and half a dozen others?
The Juggernaut.
I'm just gonna say it. I was thinking Cabin in the Woods,
Yeah.
but there's no way that was 2001. That was
That's
like
2005.
2010
Oh, really?
at least. I don't know of any movies with that big of a cast of monsters. The Withered Lover.
And they're like stupid ones, so that's
Yeah.
why I just locked in with the stupid movie.
Okay, I'm in.
Let's start with Matt.
I said Idle Hands.
Oh, yes. Devin Sawa, Jessica Alba. Very nice. Jeff?
I said The Ring.
The
'Cause I had
Ring.
no idea.
Okay. And Ken?
Hotel Transylvania.
Well, it's way later.
All right. Well, it is a remake from an older movie. And if you saw the clue in the question,
we didn't.
Keith said he named a bunch that was actually 7. And he said a half a dozen others, which would equal 13 ghosts.
Oh. I missed that one.
Number 7 is going to be from me. The film used the quote, nobody says the B word about its titular character. However, in the musical adaptation soon to hit Broadway, starring Tony-nominated Alex Brightman of School of Rock fame, the marketing materials say, don't say the B word. What B word are they referring to?
I think I finally got one.
I'm in.
I don't have this one, but I'll tap.
Are you just going to tap?
No,
Okay.
I got an answer.
All right,
I'll
what's your
say,
answer?
I'll say Bride.
Bride. Okay. Ken?
I think this is Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Matt?
I'm glad Jeff didn't say it because that would be 3. Beetlejuice.
It is Beetlejuice.
No, you did it anyway.
It's showtime.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was walking to the corner. I used to watch this movie all the time. And there's the scene when he's like really tiny in the model and they're like looking at him and he's like talking to them or whatever. And he kicks the,
Oh my God.
the tree.
You told this story last year.
On last year's.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yes. This
Oh.
was a trick.
Oh, yeah.
This is a trick Neal story.
Okay.
Maybe we'll be
I was
treated to a
new real one.
real one.
Well,
later.
actually, here's a little treat here then for you. So I found it interesting that the name Beetlejuice was inspired by Betelgeuse, which is on average the 9th brightest star in the sky and would be the brightest star in the sky if the human eye could view all wavelengths of radiation, just like Jeff's eyes. He can view everything. Jeff just doesn't say anything.
Well,
that was a trick too.
Because every time I go to say something interesting, Ken's like, well, we're cutting that. So,
and that's a treat for the audience.
All right, number 8.
I'm going to cut you.
Ooh. I was gonna say my favorite quote from Predator, which is, I'm going to bleed you real quiet. All right.
That's pretty good.
Number 8 looks like I just repeated a question, so I'm going to do this one off the top of my head. Although Scooby-Doo has been around for many, many years and it has many iterations on TV, on film, different types of media, the original series, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, lasted how many seasons? And I will give it to you within one.
And this is not counting like Scooby-Doo and the Globetrotters or any of that stuff?
So it doesn't count any other iterations like the Scooby and Scrappy-Doo or movies or anything like that. And I will say, just for people who are Scooby-Doo fans, this does not include the revival. So just the
original.
The original, and then there was like a break in between, and then it came back. Yeah. Jeff, let's go with you.
This one's a nod to Community. I said 6 seasons in a movie, so 6 seasons.
Okay. Ken?
I'm going to go with Big 12.
Oh.
All right, and
Ooh,
Matt.
the Big 12.
I figured if it was within one, it was small, and a lot of these old cartoons end up having a lot less seasons than people remember, so I said 4.
All right. Well, the answer is 2.
Damn.
It had 2 seasons, and then there was a revival, and the revival... the first 9 episodes counted as a season, and then the rest of them, they kind of splintered off into different areas or whatever. But I'm going to give Matt points on that because you could also argue that of the third season, it was only 9 episodes. So
that's what I was thinking. Yeah. So I wasn't, but
yeah, Matt argued for a while, then we cut all of that out. So
yeah, I'm very argumentative.
Yes, zoinks. Okay, so I just wanted to do that. All right. Our next one is a number 9, is also a listener submitted question. The first of a few from Patreon supporter and cruiserweight champion, also host of Orange Cat Trivia, Aaron Bouclay.
Good one. I would say Scarin Barclay.
Ooh, Scarin Barclay. That's good. That's good. You guys should come up with your own too. Aaron did not send that name in, by the way, so don't worry, Aaron.
Don't blame her.
Yeah, she did not send it in. Introduced in 1971 as part of the General Mills Monster series, which cereal had a tagline, "I want to eat your cereal"? The tagline was discontinued in 2010 because it's dumb, but the cereal is still available seasonally.
That might be the best flavor commentary in a question we've ever had.
Thank you, Aaron.
All opinions,
Scarin.
All opinions are of Aaron and her question writing, not of Triviality.
I am in.
Is "I want to eat your cereal" what the monster's saying to you? Like he's going to eat your cereal? Or what was that tagline even supposed to mean?
I think he's a mooch.
Yeah, who's saying that to whom?
Yeah. Oh, man, that's a lot. I'm going to lock in with one.
Okay.
I'm in.
Jeff is in. All right, let's start with Jeffrey.
I said Frankenberry.
Okay. Let's go to Ken.
I believe the phrase is most commonly associated with sucking one's blood, so I'm going with Count Chocula.
And Matt.
I went with the Frankenberry.
All right. Well, it would be "I want to eat your cereal."
Oh.
Count Chocula.
I get it. Yeah, that was bad. Bad job by you, General Mills.
Hold on. Can you guys hear that? What is that? Can you hear that?
I can't hear anything, Ken. No. Oh, there it is.
What? Charlie? Maybe we should leave this house right now and continue this elsewhere.
We probably should. We don't want.
Yeah, I'll pack up my Ouija board. We'll head on out.
Okay. That is Hereditary, guys.
Number 10, the final of the first round. The power of 3, represented by the triquetra symbol, refers to the bond and connection between 3 sisters that can be found on either the 1998 or the 2018 rebooted version of what television series?
Oh, finally.
I'm in.
Question in my wheelhouse.
I think I'm in.
CW shows.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah, it's whatever. You know what it is.
Let's start with Jeffrey.
I said Charmed, I'm sure.
Ken?
Charmed.
Well, the original series premiered on the WB and ran for 8 seasons, and the reboot just premiered this past October 15th on the CW. It's Charmed. What are our scores here, Jeff?
I have 30.
40 for this guy.
30 over here.
Well, I think those scores are going to go up higher after the swing round here. But before we do that, we have a message from our friends over at the Chicago Comedy Film Festival. It's a festival that I was lucky enough to be a part of last year with my film The Artist, and this year with my film Remember Me. So if you want to come see that short film or just enjoy all the other great films this year from November 9th through the 11th, you can check out all the information over on their Facebook page at Chicago Comedy Film Festival or on Twitter at CC Film Fest. And Jeff, they actually gave us a special deal this year.
They did. So if you want to go, and it's at Columbia College Chicago, you can just put in the promo code FILMLOCAL. That gets you 50% off all tickets, either at Eventbrite or at the door. And better deal yet, if you are a student, it's free with ID. So best deal in town.
That's a pretty sweet deal. And I will be there. My film screening November 10th. So I'll probably be in some sort of leather jacket or other similar, quote, filmmaker attire. So come say hi. And we really appreciate them reaching out and giving you guys that free deal.
So what do you have in store for us in the swing round, Neal?
Since it is Trick or Triviality, and we like the number 13 here for the holiday, you're actually going to get 13 different questions, or it's going to be 3 different types of questions, but 13 total. You guys will know what I'm talking about when we get here. So this is how we're going to do it. The categories are called generic costume names, literal taglines, and devil in the details. So we're going to start here with 5. I'm going to give you 5 generic costume names that I made up. I just want you to tell me either the character or the movie, TV series, book that the character's from. Pretty simple. So we'll start with these 5. Number 1, telekinetic breakfast fan. Number 2, Scottish face paint warrior. Number 3, purple rock legend. Number 4, braided archer rebel. And number 5, Whitechapel top hat villain. Let's start with telekinetic breakfast fan. What do you got, Jeff?
I believe that's 11 from Stranger Things.
Matt?
11.
Oh, yeah, I don't watch that show. I went with Matilda.
Okay, it is 11 from Stranger Things.
She probably likes cereal.
Yeah.
I don't think they let her have it, right? Weren't they terrible parents?
Yeah.
That was the point of it.
She likes chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake.
That's more of a dessert than a breakfast food.
Number 2 was Scottish face paint warrior. Jeff?
I Braveheart.
And Matt?
I put William Wallace, but
Okay.
same thing.
That counts, yep.
Yep, William Wallace and Braveheart.
It is William Wallace and Braveheart. All right, number 3, purple rock legend. Jeff?
I didn't get this one in time.
Okay.
Prince.
All right.
Yeah, Prince, Purple Rain.
It is Prince.
Yeah.
These are all worth 5 points, by the way.
Yes.
Number 4, braided archer rebel. Jeff?
I said Legolas.
All right. Ooh. Okay.
I know. I
Matt?
was torn between Legolas and Link, and I went with Link.
Okay.
Don't believe either of those are rebels, but Katniss from Hunger Games is.
That would make sense.
My answer was Katniss,
Yeah.
but because Legolas isn't a rebel,
Not
right?
really, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Link was just kind of a dick in the cartoons.
And the final one here, Whitechapel top hat villain.
Ooh.
Jeff?
I plug for the show Whitechapel, by the way, which is quite good. Jack the Ripper.
Matt?
I put Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
I put From Hell. No, just kidding. Jack the Ripper.
It is Jack the Ripper. Round 2 of 3 of the swing round here is called The Devil is in the Details. Each answer will have the word devil in it. I'm just going to give you 5 clues, and you just have to tell me what the answer is. First one, number 1. First track off the eponymous debut of Alex and Eddie's family rock band. Number 2 is going to be a video game clue. A third-person shooter following Dante avenging his mother's murder. Number 3, it's going to be science. Described as the world's rarest fish and lives in a geothermal aquifer-fed pool within a limestone cavern in Death Valley. Its name shares its location. Number 4, the name given to the night before Halloween, October 30th, due to vandalism, mischievous criminal behavior, or in Detroit's history, arson. And number 5, this one is a movie. Adaptation of a Walter Mosley neo-noir novel following Detective Easy Rowlands, portrayed by Denzel Washington. All right, so that second of 3 parts here of this special spooky swing round is Devil in the Details. So let's start with, we're going to start with Ken's side of the table now going around. The first one, the Alex and Eddie's family rock band track.
I think you're talking about Van Halen, and I think the song is Running with the Devil.
Okay, Matt?
The only song I could think of with Devil was Devil Went Down to Georgia, which I know is wrong.
All right,
So.
and Jeff?
I couldn't pull a single one in that time, so I got nothing.
Might be Riding with the Devil. Running with the Devil?
Well, Alex and Eddie is
with the
Alex Van Halen and
devil.
Eddie
Yeah.
Van Halen, and it is Running with the Devil.
Yeah, well done.
5 points to
Good
Ken.
song.
Next one, the video game. Dante avenging his mother's murder. Ken?
Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry.
That makes way more sense. I said Diablo.
Oh,
well,
I guess
that's all right. It's not bad. It's points to Matt and Ken only, though.
I've not played it, so.
The science one, this one was in here for Jeff. Start with Ken again. This one is the fish that shares its name with the location.
Well, I sure don't know, so I said Death Devil.
Okay, it's a cool name.
I based it off the ASU mascot. I said Sun Devil.
All right, and Jeff?
I didn't know either. I said Death Devil.
Well, Matt was kind of close. It's actually the Devil's Hole pupfish.
I was not close at all.
So they... well, you had...
That answer was not correct.
Hey, Jeff, do you want to form a metal band called Death Devil
Yes,
with
I
me?
do.
You're going to play Barry sax, right?
That says that works, yeah.
Okay.
I will say, Matt, you had the word devil, though, so it counts.
Hey, there you go.
But yeah, Devil's Hole.
We all had the word devil.
You did. Devil's Hole is in Death Valley. It's a small little, thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least my answer had an Arizona connection.
It did.
History/geography, I suppose. What's the name of that night before Halloween where mischievous behavior in Detroit, arson, takes place? Ken?
I think it's as simple as Devil's Night.
All right, Matt?
Yep, name of my favorite album, Devil's Night.
Jeff?
Yeah, there's a D12, right?
Yeah.
I said Devil's Night.
It is Devil's Night. And finally, in this second part here, a movie. It's an adaptation of Walter Mosley's novel starring Denzel Washington. What do you got, Ken?
This one I couldn't really come up with, so I'm just going to say the name of a movie that I love and everybody should check out if it's still on Netflix, The Devil's Candy.
Great movie.
I thought that this might be an older movie and said Devil Without a Cause.
Okay. And Jeff?
I picked a different devil movie I like, Before the Devil Knows You're Dead.
Ooh, all good movies there. But the answer is Devil in a Blue Dress.
Oh, yeah.
Devil in a Blue Dress.
All right.
All right. The final thing here is called Literal Taglines. I'm going to give you a year a movie came out, and I'm going to give you the actual definition of the one-word title. So they're all one-word titles. I'll give you the year, and I'm going to give you the literal definition. And then if you would like a hint, I will give you someone who's involved with the movie, either actor, director, so on. All right, so here we go.
The Grip.
Or The Grip. I'll give you Joe.
The Best Boy.
I'll give you Rick. All right, here we go. Number one, 2018. Determined by genetic factors and therefore able to be passed on from parents to offspring.
Oh, never seen it.
Number 2 in this round here, but 12 overall. 1999. The manifestations of bodily wounds in locations corresponding to those of Jesus. And number 13, 2005. Inexpensive food and lodging for students, workers, or travelers.
But Triviality Sweat Lodge is 2 words.
It is a sweat lodge in here, you're correct. Who called it that? That was Beth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it's accurate.
All right. Let's start with Jeff on this one. Actually, no, let's start with Matt. We never get to do this. So we'll start with Matt first. We'll go Matt, Jeff, Ken. What do you have for number 11?
Hereditary.
Yep, Hereditary.
Hereditary.
It is Hereditary.
That was like one of my favorite movies this year, too, guys.
I still have to see it.
See it. It's really messed up.
Oh, yeah,
Enjoy.
Ken kept talking about it. It was really good, apparently.
It's all about like DNA and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is scientific.
Scientific thriller.
Yes.
Matt, what did you have for 1999 on number 12 there?
Stigmata.
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 It is the Patricia Arquette film Stigmata. Number 13, the final one, was 2005. Matt?
Hostile.
Jeff?
Yes, this is what I normally am. Hostile.
Spelled differently, but
It is.
hostile.
It is Hostile. You guys swept that one. Very good.
So I added 35 to my score, bringing me to 65.
Okay, Matt?
Likewise.
Oh, nice.
I added 50 to my score, and I'm at 90.
Show off.
All right, so 90 to 65 to 65. See, the scores are getting up there. All right. So round 2 is going to start in 1 second. Just wanted to say thank you to all of our Patreon supporters, many of you who wrote in questions for today, but also for supporting our show. October and September, the month before, have been just outstanding as far as support, and we can't thank you enough. Jeff, where can people check out our perks and get involved?
You can do so directly at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast, where we have, as Neal alluded to, many great incentives, including bonus episodes. If you like our show enough that you would consider supporting us, I'm sure you wouldn't mind hearing a little bit more of us there. Some of the bonus episodes are really great. We tend to keep it a little bit more loose and quite a bit more
Uncensored.
uncensored. So if you think you might like us a little bit less filtered, $5 a month gets you direct access to that.
And you can't see it, but we're nude in the studio.
Yeah.
Oh, we are nude in the studio. We all have the little pieces of
Because it's
plants.
so hot in here.
You
Like
get
Adam and
access
Eve.
to our 900 number also.
But that's only on Patreon.
Only on Patreon. Yeah, we do have a 900 number. If you call, Matt will be there any time of day, 24/7. He will answer the phone and talk you through whatever you need to get talked through. So
Yeah. Installing your desktop, anything, whatever you need.
yeah, turn your computer off and on.
Have you tried turning it off and on?
Everyone, make sure to check out The Crop, our Facebook group. And one little request here from us in the studio. Since this is a Halloween episode, under the official thread of this episode, just start posting some fun Halloween costumes from your past. It'll be fun to check out.
Yeah.
We'll do the same. All right. Round 2 is also going to start with an audio clip. So let's start here and see what happens. Due to the costs of adding an original musical score to a film's soundtrack, both the 1931 film Dracula and 1932 film The Mummy used this musical excerpt for their opening credits. Name either the artist or the piece. Basically what you just heard.
For Halloween this year, I dressed up as an uncultured swine, and I know none of this.
What does that costume look like?
It's mostly
just a pig nose.
It's just a pig nose, yeah. I'll just say Amadeus.
Amadeus, okay. Jeff?
I said Mozart.
Okay. And Ken?
This is from Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake.
It is an excerpt from Act 2 of Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake.
Most certainly is.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting when you hear that. It's
And
pretty.
it's used heavily in Black Swan
Yep.
also, which is about Swan Lake.
It is. It is. It's about Swan Lake.
Never seen it.
And growing feathers.
And growing feathers and Natalie Portman just dancing, basically.
Having a psychotic
Not my favorite
breakdown.
Russian composer, though.
Who's your favorite?
Rachmaninoff.
Ah, Rachmaninoff. He was the Premier's magician, right? My favorite Russian composer is that person, Rasputin.
Isn't that Black Widow?
No.
That's Scarlett
Natasha
Johansson.
Rachmaninoff?
He was very hard to replicate, though, because he had Marfan syndrome, which means his hands were very, very wide. So he could spread octaves much better than most.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Get your facts out of this episode.
Yeah, come on, fact man.
Also, Jonathan Larson of Rent fame. Marfan syndrome.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
it's
interesting. That's
a
good trivia
disorder
question.
of the connective tissue, and one of the key characteristics is generally the hands tend to be pretty wide.
See, I learned something.
Perhaps Lincoln had it.
He might have.
Yes, they believe he might have.
Wow. See, I learned something new every day. Marfan syndrome.
And
right?
it's all because I start every day with Piano Concerto number 1 in F minor. So.
All right. Well, using that, we're going to move right along. Number 2 of round 2. In 1969, during a pivotal series game against the New York Mets, a black cat crawled out of the Shea Stadium grandstand and stalked Leo Durocher, the manager of what team whose chances at glory seemed to be cursed for the rest of the season?
We're talking basketball here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also lacrosse.
The famed basketball team, the New York Mets.
Oh, you said the Mets.
The Nye Mets are my favorite
Back in
squadron.
Shea Stadium.
All right. I'm in.
I'm going to take a guess.
Okay, we'll start with Ken first.
Boston Red Sox.
All right, Boston.
They had curses of their own. I said Yankees.
All right.
This is when they were up 8 games, I believe, with like 12 games, and they went in a funk, and they lost the whatever they were in at the time at NL East. It was the Cubs.
It was the Chicago Cubs.
I thought it was a goat.
Well, the goat was 45. The black cat was 69. The Bartman was 2003.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That
Your
team
Cubs
had
history.
Team had Ron Santo, Ernie Banks, great players, and it just
Ferguson Jenkins.
Yeah,
that was the name of a cat that used to live outside of my
Leroy
apartment.
Jenkins. I mean, he just came right in and just played really well. All right, the next question, number 3, is going to be a listener submitted question. This one I'm going to let you guys figure out a spooky name for. It's Patreon supporter and United States champion Troy Osborne. What do we got?
Troy Oshorned.
Osborne. Oh, okay.
That's as close as we're going to get.
Speaking of your questions, Troy, thank you. He sent in a nice batch of them, and I think I used 2 or 3, but there were a couple others that were great too. So this one is, in 2010, Voters on a SFX magazine poll ranked what metal-clad mutants the scariest monsters of all time, despite the fact that they look like toilet plungers attached to pepper grinders.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, I don't know, so I locked in something.
All right, what did you lock in, Matt?
Guar.
Oh, okay.
They're the most metal monsters I could think of.
Let's go to Ken.
I was hoping you'd go to Jeff first, so I know how to pronounce this.
Oh, we'll go to Jeff
I was
first.
thinking about sci-fi shows. I thought of Cylons, but I think the ones from Doctor Who that look like pepper shakers are called Daleks.
Exterminate. Those are the Daleks.
The Daleks. You are correct. Both 2 points, or points going to Ken and Jeff
Yeah.
on that one. Daleks.
A huge Whovian, so.
Oh, yeah, I love
Whovian.
Whovian. That is
Is
the
that
correct
what you
terminology
say?
there.
It
yeah.
is. That is their fandom.
Very interesting.
Number 4 is another question from Aaron Barclay of Orange Cat Trivia. Which 2012 presidential candidate may have suffered in the polls when people began to notice that he looked an awful lot like the Zodiac Killer?
Because he is the Zodiac Killer. Yeah, this is the most Aaron Barclay question of all time.
I don't remember who this is.
Okay, Jeff has amnesia. Let's go to Ken.
Well, based on the fact that we don't know what the Zodiac Killer looks like, but we know that Ted Cruz is the Zodiac Killer.
Yes, Theodore Cruz, Teddy Cruz.
It is Ted Cruz.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Question number 5. The fear of being buried alive peaked during the cholera epidemics of the 18th and 19th centuries, but accounts of live burial have been recorded even further back. Then came the safety coffin. In 1829, Dr. Johann Gottfried Taberger designed a system using what addition to the safety coffin, which would alert the cemetery night watchman in case someone was still alive. So what invention did he add to the safety coffin?
I'm in.
Jeff is going to guess.
It would be funnier if it was a safety triangle, but I guessed a bell.
Okay, Matt?
Yeah, I was going to say a cup and a string that you put to the end and then brought it up to the top, and you can shout out it in case you're alive inside the coffin.
Okay.
Like one of those
I'm not
periscope,
dead yet.
like a periscope tube, but for
I almost
sound.
said periscope, but then I thought,
Bring
well,
out your dead.
Those have a name. My grandmother had one in her house.
I'm locked down here. Help me. Well, anyways, yeah, it was a little string that you could pull from the inside and would ring a bell. And imagine you're like a grave digger or a night watchman, and you just hear the bell ringing. You go, oh,
That reminds me, though, of one of my favorite parts of the episode of the was it The Farm, when they were going to spin off The Office or whatever it was.
Yeah.
When they shoot the person in the coffin to make sure they're dead.
Well, what was funny, the answer is Bell, by the way. The first batch, though, didn't work because they didn't leave anything to let the people breathe.
Oh.
So they would just suffocate.
All of these things would have helped
I was
Nikki
like,
and Paulo on Lost.
I'm being honest. Like,
true.
How did they bury people alive? I mean, like, I understand that your medical understanding is way worse, but they used to, like, have people's funerals in their homes. It was, like, a day or so.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well,
how did you...
as you tell me numerous times throughout the day, the human species is inherently stupid.
Hey, Jeff, how about I bury you alive?
Yeah, let's bury Jeff alive. Bury alive. Bury alive. Bury alive. This is like a horror movie. We just turn on Jeff. What's his epitaph?
Well, actually.
Well, actually, there, yeah. Ken's point there, though, about what would the gravedigger do if they heard the bell. I believe, Matt, if you were after a long shift at Starbucks and then you went to be a gravedigger at night, you would just ignore the bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it ding.
I believe
After you shit your pants.
I believe it's hard in fact, soft in will.
That's a good epitaph. All right, our next question is from friend of the show, Ryan Shadora. Crying
Ryan.
Let's just call him Guest Shadora for whatever
Guest
reason.
Shadora. Okay.
Fryan Shadora.
Fryan Shadora, I like it. He asked, a classic horror film used real human skeletons in place of more expensive fake ones. They didn't tell the actors in the scene until after it was shot. What film was it?
I've heard this before. Mm-hmm. He said it's a classic.
Classic horror film. He didn't give a lot of hints in there, so I can give some hints if you need it, but...
Let's do a little hint.
A hint.
I'm a big fan that Ryan sent us a skeleton question.
He is deathly afraid of skeletons.
His greatest fear.
I have 2 hints in the back pocket. I'm just going to give you a harder and then an easier one. First hint, I picked this question from Ryan, not because of the director who's credited as directing this movie, but because of the person who actually directed the movie.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, same.
I guess that it was Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay, Matt?
I also said Raiders of the Lost Ark.
All right.
Poltergeist.
It is Poltergeist.
Who's the director?
Well, it was Toby Hooper, but Spielberg basically directed the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, it was due to Producers Guild.
I figured there was a Spielberg tie-in when when you mentioned that. So
yeah. Number 7. One of these things is not like the other. I'm going to name 5 musicals that were either on Broadway or off Broadway and were based on a horror film of the same name. I just want you to tell me which one of the 5 does not exist. All right, here are the 5 horror films. Carrie, Suspiria, Evil Dead, The Toxic Avenger, and American Psycho.
God, I hope Toxic Avenger is real and it's still playing.
So which one of those 5 was not a musical either on Broadway or off Broadway? Carrie, Suspiria, Evil Dead, The Toxic Avenger, or American Psycho? All right, Matt in right away. Big musical fan secretly.
Yeah. That's
All right, I'm in too.
I'm in because I know the answer clearly.
do you?
No.
I'm locked in.
All right, Jeff.
I said Carrie.
Okay. Let's go to Ken.
Pretty sure Carrie got a musical treatment.
I couldn't remember.
I could picture all these as musicals.
Yeah.
Especially, might be Evil Dead, but I'm going with Suspiria.
Pretty sure Evil Dead is one of them.
I hope so.
I don't know. I thought I just couldn't picture anyone but Bruce Campbell in that role. So I said Evil Dead.
Said Evil Dead. All right. Well, one of you is going to get points. Off Broadway, November 2006 to February 2007, Evil Dead the musical. Off Broadway, April 2009 to 2010, The Toxic Avenger. Broadway, March 2016 to June 16, American Psycho. The role originated in London by Matt Smith of Patrick Bateman. And Broadway, May 1988, and only for 5 performances, Carrie.
Damn it.
So Suspiria is the correct answer.
I should have said that one because it's the one I don't know. Dang it.
Lucked out.
Lucked out. Now the office here is in a very rich red hue. Red lights. All right, number 8.
Red Room.
Based on the author's personal experiences with the holiday, Halloween is a children's book with a humorous description of an American Halloween from a child's point of view, from bad trick-or-treat candy to pajama-like costumes, written in this stand-up's classic observational comedy style.
I'll take a stab at it.
Ooh, Jeff. All right, Jeff, let's hear that stab.
I said Jerry Seinfeld.
I said Jerry Seinfeld.
What's the deal with children's books? Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld.
It is Jerry Seinfeld.
Hey.
Yeah, he talks about how when you buy those masks that you wear as a kid, that the string always breaks, and then you don't have a mask, and you have to hold it instead of wear it.
That's how. Yes, I could hear it in my head right now.
Yeah. What's the deal with Halloween?
For the record, the deal with airplane food is your taste buds don't actually taste the same in the thinner air. Also, they've done weird studies.
You were the worst.
Jeff is having a stroke. I was talking about airplane food.
He watches like Seinfeld stand up where he's like, "What's the deal with?" He's like, "Actually, it's the deal with it." Let me tell you the deal with airline food. The airline food tastes different at every altitude.
If you were a horror movie character, they would just call you the Ruiner.
We did this last year too.
Yes,
Actually,
that's why he died.
That's right.
Because he was explaining why the killer shouldn't do something, and then he was stabbed by the actual killer. If I recall.
That is really interesting, though. I actually learned 2 things from Jeff today that were very beneficial.
Actually, the thing that I find most interesting is it turns out that noise interferences also somehow affect your ability to enjoy airplane food.
Does it affect your ability to enjoy podcasts? Because that laptop gets a little close sometimes.
I know noise interferences interfered with my ability to enjoy a good night's sleep on our trip recently.
Oh, to Iceland?
Yes.
Any horror stories from Iceland?
Just sleeping next to Jeff for 7 days.
Well, that does sound scary.
Well, you guys didn't have to camp. You didn't have to camp in a little tent, a 2-person tent. I know you were saving money, but there's Airbnb.
It was inside their hotel room.
We could have got twin beds, but we got the queen.
Yeah,
well, that's all right. You got to save a buck here and there when you can. I'll sleep anywhere, honestly, unless it's outdoors. Speaking of, I didn't tell the story on another episode from earlier in the month, but I went camping for a bachelor party, and I'm not a fan of the outdoors. I don't like dirt, the cold weather. I don't like bugs. I don't like being outdoors whatsoever. Anyway, I had my brand new boots on, went for a hike. Everyone was kayaking, and I said, I'm not going to do anything crazy here on this camping trip. I'm just going to, hang out, go to sleep, not get dirty, all that kind of stuff. And I decided to go walk on this one log to see them as they kayaked. And my friend said, "Hey, watch how I get off this log, so you'll be safe." And he went to go do it. I moved out of the way, and then I fell neck deep in the river.
Wow.
So fully submerged, phone, wallet, everything soaked, and that sucked. So
did you put your phone in a bag of rice?
I didn't. Apparently, they said my phone was kind of waterproof and it was okay after a while.
Nice.
The future is here.
I was changing, though, almost pretty much naked, and I realized that there was at least 4 families eating lunch on a picnic table. So luckily, nothing happened. So
they got hungrier.
They were thirsty. All right.
This is the worst episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark ever. Tell a better story.
Starring Ryan Gosling.
I'm serious. When you were joking about Ryan being afraid of skeletons, the worst thing in the entire world is wet clothes.
Yeah.
There was nothing worse.
It was really bad.
Jeff's greatest fear.
No, it's dying alone.
I picked out a nice outfit to wear all day. Wait, what was his greatest fear?
Wet clothes and dying alone.
Oh yeah,
in wet clothes.
Close 1 and 2.
That's what happens when you pick out a nice outfit to go hiking in, and then you get wet. All right, question number 9.
You sound like the villain in like an 80s teen movie.
Oh, is that how you
I
get
just
wet?
have my new outfit on. I don't get wet.
Oh my god. Hey, dweeb, take out my laundry. All right. Question 9.
Trivia, right.
Trivia. Another listener-submitted question from my brother David. Thanks, Dave. Introduced in 1932, this popular candy bar, especially in our household, originally had 3 pieces of candy in one package that were flavored vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. In 1945, it became a single bar, marketed as the candy bar that was so big it could be shared with 2 friends.
Okay, I'm in.
Jeff is thinking on this one. Jeff, not really a huge candy connoisseur, unless he's stealing it from kids.
What do you mean I'm not a huge candy connoisseur?
Do you like candy?
Yes, very much so.
Oh,
You're talking to Willy Wonka himself right here.
Good day, sir. What's your favorite candy bar?
I'm a Snickers guy.
Snickers? Yeah, I don't like nuts and chocolate.
It's pretty basic, Jeff.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of weird, and people find this weird, but I like nuts by themselves. I like chocolate by themselves. I don't like nuts in chocolate.
I don't like nuts in my
All
dessert.
right, fine. There's a Japanese candy. It's called something Thunder. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically a Twix bar, but instead of the regular cookie, it's Oreo cookie, and it's dark chocolate.
I believe
and
it's
they are
called
amazing.
Black Thunder.
Whatever they are,
Ooh.
those are incredible.
Is that
I'm going to Google that and either get a candy bar or some porn.
All right, I'm locked in.
All right, let's start with Matt.
I said something that I would think you'd share with people. I said Kit Kat bar.
Okay.
Yeah, same Kit Kat bar, and it is called Black Thunder.
Yeah. On the strength of the ability to share it and the fact that in Japan you can get it in about 35,000 flavors, I said Kit Kat.
Okay. Here's the answer.
Your Majesty, the 3
Oh.
Musketeers.
We
Yep.
thank you,
Yep,
Musketeers,
I forgot about
for
that.
saving our country. Here is a token of my affection.
Ah, a 3 Musketeers candy bar. By the king, I deserve it. And what of me? Men, have you forgotten? 3 Musketeers is big enough to share.
There you go.
I kind of remember that coming up last year at some point.
And none for D'Artagnan.
None for
No.
D'Artagnan. Was that Chris O'Donnell in the movie?
Which one?
D'Artagnan?
Probably one of them.
I think he was the young one. That's the young one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, final question of the round. The Haunting of Hill House, now a miniseries on Netflix, is the definitive work of horror fiction from what author? Known as a queen of the horror genre due to her namesake annual award, the award is given for outstanding achievement in the literature of psychological suspense, horror, and the dark fantastic. So who is the author of The Haunting of Hill House?
I don't know, but I'm just going to lock in.
Okay. Great author. Jeff's still thinking. I definitely recommend when you guys hear this answer, check out this author. She's very good.
I got nothing.
Okay.
No,
All right.
it's coming to me.
Jeff is tapping. Let's go to Ken.
One of the progenitors of the horror genre, Mary Shelley.
All right. And Matt?
Also went with the Mary Shelley.
All right. Well, unfortunately, it is not Mary Shelley, but it is the novelist of 1959's Haunting of Hill House, Shirley Jackson.
I have 95 points going into the final.
Oh, okay.
I too have 95 points going into the final.
I hope I don't bleed too many of these points, but I have 160.
Wow. Ken up into the lead. All right. We're going to go to the final round. I'm going to give you the final round categories. You're going to see a theme here, and unfortunately, there really is no rhyme or reason here, so you're going to have to kind of just place your bets how you
That's
want
fine.
to. I'm doing it in Matt fashion.
Hooray.
All right, here we go. Category 1, double double.
Mm-hmm.
Category 2, toil. Category 3, boy band trouble.
That's a stretch.
Category 4, fire burn. And category 5, cauldron bubble.
Category 5, ghosts.
Ghosts. Category 5, Steve Gutenberg.
Ed Potpourri.
So categories in order: double, double, toil, boy band trouble, fire burn, cauldron bubble.
Okay, I'm locked in. If this double isn't about basketball, I'm going to be so mad.
All right, I'm in.
And screwed.
I'm in too.
All right, question 1 in the category of double, double. There are 16 animal ingredients in the potion that the witches are brewing in Macbeth. As you know, that is the name of the categories: double, double, toil, and trouble. That's the famous potion mix that they're doing there. If you can name 3 of the animals in 5 guesses, you get points. And a little twist here, because it's trick or triviality too. If you can name all 5 correct, you're going to double whatever you wagered.
I get it. That's
so
a double.
16 animal ingredients in the potion. So you have 5 guesses. Name all 5, you get double points. Name 3, you get points. All right,
So do you just need to name the animal, or do you need to name the specific thing?
No, I just want to know the animal. I don't need to know if it's an eye or a toe or whatever.
Okay.
Number 2 in the category of toil. This one is from Ryan Chidora. Once more. Thank you, Ryan. I love gold. All right. Thank you, Ryan. Stephen King has been toiling away writing horror novels for years. Over 30 of his works have been adapted into feature films, but he's actually only directed one of them. What film is it? Hint, the original book title was Trucks. Number 3 in the category of boy band trouble. Everybody might not know that in the music video for the song Everybody, Backstreet's Back, the members of the band portray different movie monsters in a dream sequence. I'm going to help you out and be generous and give you the names of the Backstreet Boys. To receive points, all I need to know is at least one of the horror alter egos that match to one of the Backstreet Boys. So here's an example. It has to be name and alter ego. So if Jeff was in the Backstreet Boys, I would say Jeff as the Invisible Man. So here are the Backstreet Boy names.
I think I got it.
Brian, Howie, Nick, AJ, and Kevin. So I need to know one of the alter egos of those 5 gentlemen.
And match it with the correct person?
Yeah. So if Jeff was a Backstreet Boy, the correct answer would be Jeff as the Invisible Man.
Okay.
All right.
And one guess.
One guess.
That feels about right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was fitting.
Wait a minute. Okay.
You think you got one?
I thought of somebody who looks a certain way, but then I thought of another person who looks even more a certain way.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Number 4 was in the category of fire burn. Overly superstitious, this American president carried a rabbit's foot lucky charm with him during the 1932 presidential campaign, and according to his secretary, Grace Tully, was particularly superstitious about the number 13 and the practice of lighting 3 cigarettes on a single match burn.
Is it 1932?
1932 presidential campaign.
Okay.
And the final question in Cauldron Bubble. Disney's film The Black Cauldron, released in 1985, was considered a huge disappointment for Disney, losing a ton of money. It was the 25th Disney animated feature film and is loosely based on the first 2 books in what series of books by Lloyd Alexander, a series of 5 novels that are in turn based on Welsh mythology. Looks like all the answers are locked in. So we're going to start with the first question, which was in Double Double. I was looking for the contestants to name any 3 of the 16 animal ingredients in the potion that the witches in Macbeth are brewing. If they get 5 out of those 5 guesses, they'll get double the points. So let's start with Ken. What were your 3 or 5 guesses? Excuse me.
Well, first of all, I wagered 20 on this one. My 5 guesses were horse, serpent, toad, fish, and my beloved rat.
Okay. Let's go to Matt.
So I think one of them is Eye of Newt. So I have newt, frog, goat, horse, and rabbit.
Okay. And Jeff.
I wagered 10 points. I said.
Oh, I wagered 30, by the way.
Oh, big wager.
I wagered 10. I said newt, hare or rabbit, hawk, snake or serpent, and toad.
Okay. It looks like 2 people are going to be getting regular points. No double points here. The answers are toad, snake, newt, frog, bat, dog, snake, worm, lizard, Sorry.
Two snake?
Two snakes.
That's Two Chain's cousin.
True.
All right. Worm, lizard, owl, dragon, wolf, shark, goat, tiger, and baboon. So I believe Ken didn't get any points on that one.
Yikes.
So it looks like Jeff and Matt will be getting points.
So serpent doesn't count for snake, and fish doesn't count for shark.
I will count serpent for snake, but not shark.
So still just two.
Yeah.
Shark is like a big fish.
All right, number 2 was a question from our friend Ryan. I was looking for the only adaptation of his own work that Stephen King directed. The original book was called Trucks, but what was the name of the film Stephen King directed? Let's start with Ken. What did you wager?
I wagered 20 on this one. And I really have not too much of a good idea here. And so I just answered what I'm currently in, wasting away all my points, and that is Misery.
Okay.
I wagered 0.
Even though it's a Rob Reiner flick.
And I said The Langoliers.
Okay.
I wagered 10, and I jokingly said Joyride.
Okay. Well, the answer is not one of those, but it is 1986's Maximum Overdrive. That's the name of the film. If you remember the box, there's a giant 18-wheeler on the box. Number 3, one of my favorite questions, just kind of popped up having watched this video like 4 times in a row, and I was like, I'll ask a question about it. It was in the category of boy band trouble.
Cheating on NSYNC?
Oh, no, never cheating on NSYNC. I'm just trying to watch and see what the lesser group is to remind myself. So the members of Backstreet Boys are Brian, Howie, Nick, AJ, and Kevin. I was asking you in the video for everybody, Backstreet's Back, what horror movie alter ego do the members play? So let's start with Jeff on this one. What did you wager?
I wagered 15, and I said AJ as Wolfman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Matt?
I wagered 30. I think, so the one I was struggling with, I thought Kevin was like the Jekyll and Hyde guy, but I locked in with, I believe Nick is the mummy.
All right, and Kenneth?
Yep, I was about to throw a dart and say Brian was Frankenstein's monster, which might still be true, but then I was like, Howie, that motherfucker looks like a vampire, so I'm going with Howie as Dracula or a vampire.
We all picked different guys.
I know, and two people are getting points, and the question is, who's it going to be? Well, Frankenstein's monster was actually the bus driver that was in the bookend sections of the video. At the end, they came out, and the bus driver was Frankenstein's monster. But here's the list. Brian was a werewolf or wolfman.
Damn it.
Kevin was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. AJ was Eric or Phantom of the Opera. Nick was Mummy, and Howie was Dracula.
Ooh, yeah.
I had 2 of them, technically.
Wow. It's 10 points for me.
Very nice. All right.
Wait, who was Wolfman?
Wolfman was Brian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Number 4 was in the category of fire burn. I wanted to know what presidential candidate who ended up becoming president in 1932 was very, very superstitious, and was superstitious specifically about the number 13 and the practice of lighting 3 cigarettes on a single match burn. Let's start with Ken. What did you wager?
I wagered 20 on this one. Just kind of had to work with the year. It seemed around Hoover's time. And I don't know too much about Hoover, to be honest with you, but I haven't heard these strange things about like FDR or something like that. So I went Hoover.
Okay, let's go to Matt.
Yeah, I think this guy's too early, but I said Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay, and Jeff.
Election of 32 was Hoover and Roosevelt. I went the other way. If you can hide polio, maybe you can hide some other weird things. So I guessed FDR.
True.
All right. Well, there would be 2 people getting points, Matt, if you did Jeopardy rules and went last name only, because it is Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Yep, wrong Roosevelt. That's okay. I bet 0. So.
I was struggling. I was like, is it Hoover? Is it Hoover? And then I was like, I bet no. FDR was kind of a weirdo. Yeah.
Yeah, if you read the book by Grace Tully, his secretary, there's a lot of facts about Roosevelt there. All right, the final question was in the category Cauldron Bubble. It was about Disney's film The Black Cauldron, and I wanted to know what book series was The Black Cauldron based on, the 5-volume book series based on Welsh mythology. Let's start with Matt this time. What did you wager?
0. And I think that Black Cauldron, they would say it's a Black Beauty.
All right. Matt?
That's me. I got 0.
There's 2 of them. Oh, my God.
Matt replicated. What's going on? Jeff?
Had nothing. I said Beowulf as a joke.
Okay, what'd you wager?
I wagered 10.
10, all right, and Ken?
I wagered 20, and I said Darkwing Duck.
All right, well, this is going to be an interesting final
get
score
dangerous.
here. But the book series was Lloyd Alexander's The Chronicles of Prydain.
No idea what
I've
that
never
is.
heard of that.
I never heard of it either, but I assumed some of the listeners would, so...
Well, I added 60 points to bring my total to 155.
Whoa.
Wow, Matt, huge comeback
I
there.
bet heavy on what I thought was basketball and boy bands.
Know your strengths. Jeff, what do you have?
I lost a little bit of ground, but not too much, and I ended the game with 80 points.
Okay, and Ken?
I bled out all the way to 90.
Wow.
Which means, if you don't mind me
No, go ahead.
saying, Matt, you are the scream of the crop.
Congratulations. Matt, coming back from behind.
Yeah, I perform well on these holiday shows, and I think it takes all the energy out of me for the rest of the year. So.
Matt is the Laurie Strode of the podcast, surviving Michael Myers' wrath, and soon to be hopefully surviving it in the Halloween sequel/reboot in theaters now.
Yeah, no spoilers.
No spoilers.
And I have been completely flayed.
You have been flayed. You're a reek. You're like a reek.
Congratulations, you flayed yourself.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining us here for this Trick or Triviality 2 Final Chapter Takes Manhattan episode. Just want to thank you all from Patreon for all your support, for keeping this show going, letting us do episodes like this and other themed episodes like our Christmas episode coming up. And for the Wolfman, the Mummy, Frankenstein's monster, my name is Dracula, and good evening.
Hey.
That was Triviality.
That was Triviality.
So the first time you hear the concept of Halloween when you're a kid, your brain can't even process the information. You're like, what is this? What did you say? So what did you say about giving out candy? Who was giving out candy? Everyone that we know is just giving out candy? Then finally, third year, begging the parents, got the Superman Halloween costume, not surprisingly. Cardboard box, cellophane top, mask included. Remember the rubber band on the back of that mask? That was a quality item there, wasn't it? That was good for about 10 seconds before it snapped out of that cheap little staple they put it in there with. You go to your first house, trick or snap, it broke, I don't believe it. Wait up, you guys, I gotta fix it. Hey, wait up! Wait up!